with Florida Aviation Network. We are here with
Fred Telling.
Fred Telling. Fred Telling is with the National Championship Air Races, correct?
Chairman and CEO for the NCAR. Yes, indeed.
Awesome, awesome. Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
Amazingly successful first day. It looked
We are
really great.
super excited. Beautiful weather, good racing.
Awesome, awesome. So how long have you been part of the air racing family, and how did you get involved?
You know, as they say, the September family is all of our fans, and so I started actually the fan in 1985.
Okay.
And we had our box out till 2004, but in the late 1990s, 98, I was watching the races and I looked up, I said to my wife, I'd like to do that. She said, do what? I said, I'd like to race those T6s. Well, if she was here now, she'd say the same thing. Once I got off the floor laughing my ass off, I explained to Fred why that was among the dumbest ideas he'd ever had. And then she told me why. She goes, you're not ex-military, you're not a former crop duster, you don't have very much tail wheel time. Need I go on? I said, yeah, but I'm still in my 40s, I can learn. Well, she did support me, and I actually, through friends, got to meet Gene McNilly in Spruce Creek. He builds up T6s.
Yes, I know. And, how about that race 90 today?
Exactly. Well, I have race 89.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so race 90 is like our home team for us.
I know, I understand that. And so race 90 is my baby boomer. And in any event, I mean, race 89 is baby boomer. So we've... He sold it to me. He goes, you know, it'll be fast enough for racing. So I learned how to fly it with Pete Vandersloot, who'd been an Air Force training pilot in T6s in 1955.
Wow.
All right. And so, you know, he'd get in the back, and when he was in the back, whoever was up front he was teaching was just one more snot-nosed cadet. Didn't know who he was, what he did, or anything else. It was like he's back in 55. Pete was a great guy. In any event, I learned to fly it. I came to Pylon Racing School in Reno. 2001 was my initial rookie year. I qualified on 9/10, and then we woke up to 9/11.
Okay.
So everything was shut down. So my first full race year was 2002. I raced for a decade till 2012, and became T6 class president in 2008. They just re-elected me, so I think I'm running out of my 17th or 18th year, and I love it. And the plane kept racing for another 5 years. Gene would race it, Lee Oman raced it, Mike Fleeger raced it. But you know that old Clint Eastwood line? Man's got to know his limitation. I decided it was time. I had a decade of safe racing. I loved it, but it was time to hang it up for myself. But I stayed involved, and in 16 I joined the board of RARA. In 17 I became chairman. I'm still chairman. I didn't expect to be in charge of relocating it, but it happened on my watch. So the story has led us from Reno, where they, as I say, threw our sorry ass out of there, and we went to find a new home. I don't know how much you want to hear about it, but you know, we had like 38 cities that expressed interest.
That is one thing I've been very impressed. I mean, obviously it's very sad to see the legacy go, but the fact that you guys didn't let it die is absolutely amazing. And knowing, Rich and I both know how much work it takes to put on events like this, and that's a lot of work. And moving to a new location, I can only imagine how much it was, how much work it is.
It's more than we ever imagined, even knowing what we knew.
Okay.
So, but in the end, 11 cities came to our pre-bidders conferences for all the details. 7 of them actually came back for 23 to see what it would be like if they hosted. 6 of them filed full responses, Roswell among them. Mm-hmm. And in the end, we picked Roswell, and you look out there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
If you turn your camera around, I mean, anywhere, standing on the ground, anywhere, it's so flat, you can see the racers all around the course. Actually, don't take my word for it. Did you see the racers all around the course?
We went out to the pylons this morning, and then we shot the T6 and the final jet heat from the grandstands.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
So the airport here only owns about a third of the land our course is on, so the Brown Brothers Ranch, owned by the Hollyfield family, have been marvelous partners. They and the city worked together to bring us here.
So you guys
Two-thirds of the course are on the
racing-
ranch.
So you're racing over private property,
Yeah, Brown Brothers Ranch.
and they're oh, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, they are the most wonderful people.
Okay.
Carrie Hollyfield yesterday, we organized to give her a T6 ride. She's never done it. She came back, she was ecstatic. But the amazing thing was she had never been in an airplane flying over her own ranch. So it was the first time,
that was a treat.
and just keeping the family, Greg Meadilly did the flight.
That's amazing. That's
Oh,
amazing.
it's fabulous.
I do have to say one thing. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It
We're
seems-
super excited.
I was very impressed with not just the move, but the town. So Rich and I got into town yesterday afternoon. We came, we got our credentials, and then we went in. We looked around the field, and then we went into town, and we went to the UFO museum. We did a couple of things, and all through town there were posters up. They were saying "Welcome Air Racers." There's people, all through town just seemed very excited. And are you here for the air races? They were asking. So it was a very interesting vibe throughout town, and something that I only ever went to Reno for the 2023 air races,
Right.
but I didn't get any of that. So
No,
I think it seems very welcoming here, which I'm impressed with.
It is hugely welcoming from the earliest days when they were pitching us to consider it. And, I've said to Mayor Jennings and Mike Espiritu, who are the two people who spearheaded the team, I said, you guys were like a little engine that could. Because if you look at all the ones that applied, it seemed in the face of it a highly unlikely outcome. But after you sorted all the things we needed to make it happen, because besides the facility and their willingness to do what we needed to do to be ready, the second most important feature is, and we don't walk away from it or shirk it. We recognize we had the only single civilian accident in our history, but it was terribly deadly. And, some were killed on site, a few after they made it to the hospital. But we're most proud of the fact that the emergency planning that went into it and the emergency service in the hospital, of the 58 or so people that got to the hospital in under an hour, all but 2 survived.
That's amazing.
And those people, I get choked up, but those people have been some of our biggest fans because, as they said, they didn't want the races to die because of that. And many of them are here today.
We've seen some people on our flight over that were with Section 3.
Yep.
And I think that's amazing that you guys have such a following and that you have such amazing people that are willing to come and follow you. And
Well, so this city has, in spite of its small size, 2 hospital systems. They have the emergency, they have a trauma center, they have the resources, and that was the critical feature. I mean, that was the one thing that was very difficult at Casper. It had equally great site appeal, but to get the emergency service you needed, you had to get people to Cheyenne, and even by helicopter, we'd have lost many of them on the way. So, the long and short of it, it was the best place. All the other challenges are real. And we're serious, for the fans that are listening. We understand that first, racer safety was critical, and the second is we figured that, like that old adage from the movie, my favorite movie, League of Their Own, build it. Oh no, not the other one, the outfield one. Build it and they will come.
Oh, yes.
Oshkosh, you think back when they moved to Oshkosh, wasn't like it is today. It took a long time. So I view this is our first year. We're super excited. We have room for expansion, and time and facilities will grow with us. So
Yes, I saw somewhere or heard somewhere that the jet class was wanting to expand their racetrack, and
it's getting to be less of a secret because I keep talking about it. We actually have designed a course with the FAA that would allow jet racing up to 600 miles an hour. And
wow. So what is the current speed limit?
525.
520. That's a significant increase.
That's huge. And we already know we're the fastest motorsport, but we'll be even faster. But we didn't want to launch it year one.
Okay.
We wanted to get this year, do everything we've done, make sure, this is like a shakedown cruise does. We got a lot to learn. the next big meeting after this is going to be the huge debrief of all the things we've learned. What do we have to do better? What else do we need to improve? But the reality is, we're super excited. We've got day one is behind us. Everything went well. 4 more days of safe racing, and we'll put 2025 in the books, and we'll look forward to 2026.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'll let you get on to your briefing. I know you've got to go, so thank you again.
I will, but listen, thank you very much. Appreciate your coming out, a fellow Floridian.
Yes.
Because, Florida's got amazing aviation facilities and history. I hope all those people come like I and come to the races next year.
Yes. And
thanks.
Thank you for inviting us, and thank you for this interview, and congratulations again on an amazing first day.
Super. It's an honor and pleasure.